everybody, Cheaply Chic, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a very long overdue, highly requested video to share with you my craft room. For those of you who have watched my other two videos where I've shared bits of my craft room, I had always promised a part 3, and I've had so many of you ask me about that. Am I missing part 3 on your channel? No, it never happened because last year around this time I took all the footage for it and then somehow I lost it. I had to get a new computer, and while I was switching computers around, it was gone. I've made some changes to my craft room with some bins from the Dollar Tree and some extra storage pieces that I had in my basement put away for a while and didn't know what to do with. I thought I should definitely get on here and share my craft room and the things that I've done to organize myself. So this video today is going to be an overview. I know that it's a mixed crowd out there. There are those of us who enjoy sitting down and having an hour video to watch, but then I realize that there are those who only have a few minutes and they just want a general overview. So that's what this video is. Today I'm going to do a general overview of my craft room for those of you who don't enjoy hour-long videos, and then I'm going to break down a couple areas that are highly important to me that I love as far as organization goes, and then the very last video I share will be a very detailed, probably hour-long tour of my craft room. So that was a long intro. Let's get started and I'll show you around my craft room. So right when you walk into my craft room, if you shut the door behind you, to your right would be my washi wall. It's my favorite space in the whole room, which I had said in my video a year ago, and that's still true today. I will link that video in the description box down below, but just so you know, the very next video in this craft room series will be a little bit more of a detailed video where I talk about this wall, because I have done some things a little bit differently than when I first put the wall together. But pretty much this wall is just made from tension rods that I picked up at Walmart for about $5 a piece. I built the wall over time. I didn't just go out and buy these all at once, just so you know. It's something you can gradually grow as you go along and, you know, while you have a couple extra bucks. And I also use Dollar Tree baskets to hold the tape. So I love this spot. It is still my favorite. Also on the back of my door, I like to keep a shoe organizer. I pretty much keep extra adhesive rolls in here, my extra bling gems and some flowers from the Dollar Tree. I'll keep a couple rolls of washi in there that I have that I can give away. And then pretty much it's a catch-all for things that just doesn't have a home. But I like having it back there because it's nice to have a place that you can just stick things until you find a home for it. Also, when you first walk through the door, I have this black shelf-like cabinet with baskets and then some metal shelves that I've put on the wall. I like to keep my ink sprays here, and then any mixed media, mediums that I have, I like to keep them all together on these shelves. I pick these shelves up at Hobby Lobby. A lot of times Hobby Lobby will put their metal decor and storage items like that 50% off very frequently. So I picked these up for about $6 a piece, and the white basket was about, I think it was $10 when I picked them up for 50% off. So I really like these a lot. They're skinny and they hold the paint sprays perfectly. Okay, so then in this black cabinet, I keep a bunch of different craft supplies. In the first drawer, I have my foam tape and any Velcro squares. I like to keep those in the top. In the first basket moving down, I have some eyelash trims and different yarn. I also keep my glue gun and fuse tool and glue sticks in here. And then in the bottom two baskets, I have any beading supplies I have, which I don't have a lot of, but the few tools I have are in here, along with some packets of glitter and micro beads, and then anything I would use for beading. So any beads I have are in here, and charms as well. I really like the way that I can fit 2 bead craft containers in a basket along with these blue baskets from the Dollar Tree. So I've been using this room for a craft room probably about 1.5 years now. It used to be our office, but ever since my husband started a new online business that he really needed a little bit of quiet time for, he moved in the basement, and I jumped on the opportunity to make this my craft room. I thought I would share a little bit about the room. It is the smallest room in the house next to the bathroom. It is not very big at all. I wish I knew what the square footage of it was, but I can't remember. It is the smallest room in the house. And the frustrating thing about our house is there is no storage space. It is so frustrating. It always has been. We've lived here for about 14 years now this summer. And when this was an office, my husband had to use the closet in here for himself because our bedroom closet is terrible. So we both don't fit in one closet. But since I took it as my craft room, now it's also become my closet and where I keep my personal things, where I get ready during the days. I'll kind of go around the room and share with you the different areas that I have just so you can see how I've made it work for me. You can see here in the top of my closet, not only do I have a stack of sweaters, but I also keep my seasonal washi, a container of different trims, that stack of screw boxes, actually from Harbor Freight, holds sequins, and then I just have buttons and extra journal pads. I keep photographs in here, packaging for friend mail, and I also have extra jewelry that I don't wear every day, and then some old cameras. So this room serves a couple different purposes for me, so you'll see that as we move around the room. My clothes are in here, my makeup, anything that I would get ready with is in here as well. I thought I would mention these brown drawers that I have in my closet and that I also have that I keep my makeup and hair things in. I picked up at Target out of their closet organization area. It is a set that comes with 2 drawers and they are about $30 a piece. And then here, working our way around the room, right outside of my closet, I have these shelves. I used to be a big couponer, and I've gotten a lot of drugstore makeup for free or really close to it. I used to have a lot more in the room than I do now, but since YouTube and crafting has become much bigger for me, I really started downsizing on some of that stuff. A lot of it I just had because I liked it, which is fine, but I had to make a few decisions. I only have this one room, so whatever fits is what got to stay. So right now I only have these shelves, and I keep some of my favorite things up here. Also some things that I've found at the Dollar Tree, of course. Then here on the top of this set of drawers that I mentioned are from Target, I just have my skincare, my makeup brushes, my hair stuff, things I reach for every day. And then in this set of drawers, I just keep my hair things, my makeup. I kind of love makeup, you guys. I don't mention it a lot, but I keep all of my makeup in here along with my hair dryer, curling iron, things like that. So moving around the room, up on the wall here, I have one of my favorite scriptures that really means a lot to me and helps keep me grounded. I love having it up on the wall, and I have my hubby to thank for that. So thank you, sweetie, for helping me get that up on the wall. I also have a mirror here that actually won't be staying. As soon as I find the right kind of shelf or cabinet that I want to hold my wooden stamps, I don't want to get rid of those, and I don't want to unmount them. I really like them, so I want to find a way to incorporate them on this wall, and that's going to be something that happens in the near future, hopefully. So then here along the bottom of this cabinet that I have, I just keep a couple metal containers that I picked up again for 50% off at Hobby Lobby, and a glass jar full of flowers and beads, a junk journal that my mom made me, a Christmas ornament from Monet that's so special. But I just love keeping things out here in the open so that I can see them and remember to use them. I have a hard time digging through the drawer to get to an embellishment, and I don't want to forget, and I want to use my stuff, so that's why I have it out here in the open. This bookshelf I picked up at Target probably about 1.5 years ago, and I love it. Inside of it, I'm using photo boxes and paper boxes that I picked up for 50% off at Hobby Lobby again. These are from the Paper Studio line, so anytime their organization goes on sale and their scrapbooking stuff, these are on sale and I love them. I think the photo boxes are about $2.50 and the 12 by 12 boxes go on sale for about $3.50, so that's a great price. And here I just keep various office supplies. I have some finished projects sorted out in here, some planner projects, some paper sets, and I also have the crates in here that I picked up at Michael's last summer for 70% off. I love those, and I use that to organize my ephemera. This crate I keep various supplies in. As far as the crate with the ephemera, I'm going to share that in my next video with the washi wall, so keep your eyes open for that and I'll show you how I store and sort my ephemera. But here I am using this crate on the other side of the cabinet to store things like laminating sheets, page protectors, some fuzzy fur. I love these pink envelope files that you can pick up at the Dollar Tree with the zipper top. They are $1 a piece, which is kind of pricey, but I was picking up about 4 or 5 every week or so until I had enough, and I love the way that they fit in this crate, and I can keep everything sorted, label it, and then I can just flip through and find what I'm looking for. Back in the corner of my room, I have another organization item from Target. This is sold in the same line as those brown drawers I showed you earlier. These are 2 pieces that are stacked on top of one another, and I love how the Dollar Tree bins fit perfectly inside of them. It allows me to hide some personal items. I have some lotions and scarves in here, some makeup bags. It just hides everything away perfectly, and I love the pop of color. So this piece here is my wardrobe, and like I mentioned, since I need to keep a lot of my clothes in here, this is holding a lot of my personal items. On top of it, I do keep some craft supplies. I just have some decorative candles. My silhouette is stored up here. These boxes on the top are holding some craft supplies, and this metal box, as soon as it's warm enough, I'm spray painting it, but it is holding all of my punches. I thought I would give you a quick peek inside the wardrobe because it is one of my favorite spaces as well. I have a strand of Target dollar spotlights up in here just because I think it's pretty. The silver tray that I have my nail polish in was also a Target find. It was a clearance Christmas item. And then I just keep my perfume up here. I like the way that it all works. I love the baskets. I picked those up at TJ Maxx and they just fit perfectly. They hold a lot of personal care items like nail care, hair, face, and some essential oils. And then all of my like intimate clothing is in here, my socks, things like that. The bottom drawer houses my pajamas and my blue jeans. Next to the wardrobe, I have this stack of metal cubes. This is something that I have had in storage for a while and I haven't had a use for, and just recently I thought about trying them out in my craft room. I was so happy that I did. I kind of love it. You can pick up a box of them, I think for around $20 at Walmart or any place like it. They're something that you can use to organize a closet space, or I think they're advertised frequently for kids' rooms. But what I've done is made a couple of cubes here, and I've used some other metal pieces and some zip ties to create shelves where I've wanted them to be. I've seen this done quite a few times. It's nothing new, but I was excited to give it a try for myself. So that's what I've done here. I have used the Dollar Tree pink bins. Here, these file folders are holding some cardstock and baseball card holders for my pocket letters. and some various paper supplies, as well as keeping my planners and my address book in this magazine rack. I have had issues with them holding taller books in the past, but with my planners stored in this way, the container doesn't tip or anything, so I'm really pleased with that. The plastic containers in the metal cubes are iris bins from Michaels. They frequently go on sale, and that's when I love to stock up on them. On the bottom, I like to keep all of my scrap paper as well as my scrap cardstock. I do a lot of scrapbooking, so I keep all of that to make embellishments and things. And then as far as the other ones go, I don't have them labeled because I think they'll be changing frequently. Like right now I still have my Valentine's stickers in one, some projects that I'm working on, some things for YouTube that I'm keeping sorted in one. So I think they'll always be changing, so I'm not labeling them, but it is super nice to have them right there to sort things out next to my workspace. This is a storage bin that I just use to hold seasonal things for different projects. Right now it's full of Valentine's Day items. I've already gotten out my Easter washi that I keep on top. I like to use that basket to just hold things while I'm working on them. One of the things I've done in my previous craft room tour was share how I will add scrapbook paper to the inside of these drawers on these plastic bins to just kind of hide everything and make it look more uniform. I have been doing that for years now, and I just love the finished look. Plus you can change it whenever you want to redecorate your room, so that's pretty cool. Here in the back corner, I just have a few shelves up with some jars. I love jars. I have ball mason jars all over my kitchen, so I guess it's only natural that in my craft room I would have a bunch of little jars as well. So here I'm sorting out just some different beads. I have different jars full of different kind of clips, some tiny clothespins, some fancy paper clips. I have some resin pieces in here. I have a few stamps sitting up here, and a couple of the jars have some embellishments I've made. So I just love it. It's functional and decorative at the same time. I like keeping my scrapbook paper right behind me while I'm working. Here I have a few shipping boxes that I just taped together and stood up so my paper could stand vertically, and I wrapped it in some contact paper from the Dollar Tree. I didn't do the greatest job cutting my shipping boxes because, quite honestly, when I started that project I didn't know if it was going to work out. So it did, and now I need to kind of clean it up a little bit. But anyway, that is how I'm storing my loose scrapbook paper. And then underneath of it I have two 12 by 12 cubes that I actually picked up at Target. They were on clearance years ago, and I've always kept my scrapbook paper pads in those. I do know that Target still has them back in their office section. Sometimes it's in with their dry erase boards and their cork boards, but I have seen some of these boxes and they are 12 by 12, so they fit paper pads perfectly, and I love them. I've just stacked two of them on top of one another. Here underneath my desk I have two more Sterilite containers. I've used the scrapbook paper in front of the drawers to hide what's inside of it. I forgot to mention that these labels that you see around my room I actually print and cut off of my Silhouette Cameo. I wanted the fancy shape on there. I don't like my handwriting, so I'm not going to make a bunch of labels around my room so I can cringe every time I look at it. But you can do this, of course, by printing off of the computer and just using a punch or even cutting it out by hand. So I like the look of it. I think it's uniform and it pulls everything together. Here in these Sterilite containers under my desk I just have some ribbon and some bling and some flowers, and then some foam letter stamps that I've had forever and I'm just never gonna let go of. I love those things. I also have another one of those shipping box containers that I've made down under here with some various papers like glitter paper and foil paper, some transparency plastic that I have, specialty papers I keep under here, and then that Dollar Tree bin that is gray has a lot of 8.5 by 11 scrapbook paper, and then I have a 3-ring binder that has my rub-on stored under here. Okay, so now we've made it over to my main craft storage area. These are some shelves that my husband put up for me, and I love them. Of course, I keep things toward the top that I don't reach for as frequently, and things down lower that I reach for on a more regular basis. So here along the top, I have everything labeled. These white containers I picked up at Big Lots. They are a Sterilite brand. And then I have some Dollar Tree locker bins here. The 3-ring binders that I have pocket letters in, I've picked up at Target, and then the Sterilite containers down low that I have the scrapbook paper in as well. So I will move through here. As far as the labels go, I made the clothespin labels on the front of the locker bins from the Dollar Tree. They were from the Target dollar spot, and I just added my label, and I think they're super cute. Again, as far as the sticker box goes, I'm going to include that in the next video with my ephemera and washi tape, so be on the lookout for that. I thought I would mention these jars are from the Target dollar spot as well. I just spray painted the lids to make them pale pink and match my room. And these jars here on the bottom shelf are actually some that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. I think they're awesome quality. And I also spray painted these lids as well. I wanted to mention something about these plastic drawers. These are from the Dollar Tree. I have hauled them months ago in the past, and originally I didn't like them, but now that I am using them, I actually really do like them. One of the things that I complained about was the fact that the drawers would stick, but I found that as they fill up with product and they actually have some weight, they don't stick nearly as much, so that's awesome. And I also didn't like the slant. When you stack them on top of each other, they kind of get this rainbow effect, so they're not really straight up and down. And the way that I fixed that was just adding some foam tape to the back of the drawers. Not only did it help hold them in place, but it also gave them a little lift so they wouldn't have that natural bow to them. And then here on this end of the shelf, I just keep some wonderful gifts that I've received in friend mail. In these magazine containers, I hold my checkbook register and my bills, things that I reach for frequently, some paper notebooks, and then just some markers and art supplies in these wonderful friend mail cups I have. I thought I would mention the arm that I use for recording my videos when I'm filming Plan With Me or anything shooting down on my desk. This arm is from Manfrotto and I really love it. The clamp is sold separately. I can't remember the name of it, but I will link them both in the description box down below for those of you who are interested. The clamp is very strong and it attaches onto any table or workspace. And the arm is super flexible and can bend every which way. So I really love this. I got it for my birthday last year from the hubby. And the thing I was struggling with, using the arms that you can pick up at Five Below or Amazon with the bendy arm and the little clasp, it would shake. Every time I clamped it onto a table or a chair, my floors are not that solid, I guess, and if anybody moved, the arm's shaking and my video's shaking, and it was just frustrating. This made all the difference for me. I can clamp it in different places while I'm working, so again, I will leave links for these in the description box down below. So here along the back wall of my desk, I have a mini corkboard that I picked up at Target, and a magnetic board that I made. It was a dry erase board of my daughter's, and I just spray painted it and added some magnet sheet to the back along with some washi to kind of finish off the edges and make it look a little more decorative. On the cork board, I just have some items that I've been sent in friend mail and swaps that mean so much to me from so many wonderful women that I've met and made friends with here on YouTube, and I love having them out and looking at them. On the magnet board, I just keep some of my thin dies, and again, things I've been sent in friend mail that are special to me. And then just a quick glimpse across my desk. I like to keep some notepads out, some washi tape for friend mail, and I have a little basket that I keep some cards in that I've received recently. So now we are in the last area of my craft room, and here I am using these metal storage cubes again. I'm fairly certain that I own 2 sets, so I think I spent about $40 on these, which is really a great price when you think about how much storage you're getting out of them. With the zip ties, you can mix and match and make them have shelves in the ways that you want them to fit your needs. So I really like that. I'm using bins that I recently picked up at the Dollar Tree, and I love them. I love the colors with my homemade labels, and I just have everything here sorted out so that I understand it best. I like the fact that most of it is out in the open so I can see and remember what I have, but yet some of it is hidden away too because I don't really like clutter. So I like the way that it all comes together, that I can see through the packaging and that I can remember what I have and what I want to reach for. That was not the last area in my craft room. I have my cart. I almost forgot about my cart. I picked this up at Target about a year ago, and I love it, and I love the way the Dollar Tree baskets fit perfectly inside of it. So along the top, I just keep all of those reach for things that you pretty much use no matter what you're working on. I have my adhesives, my scissors, my ink pens, and all of that. And then the rest of it is planner related. I have a basket of planner stickers, and then some elastics and things that I would use for different projects, as well as some binders and some filler papers along the bottom. So that is it for this craft room tour, you guys. Thank you so much for sticking with me and watching. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that there were some things that I shared that were new and sparked some inspiration for you to be able to do things in your own space. Please don't forget that I will be posting a couple more videos here in the next week that I will break down and share some different areas and how and why I do some things, and I think that'll be fun, so keep a lookout for that. I will also share the links of my craft room tour last year in the description box down below in case you haven't seen that. I did do things a little bit differently. It always seems to be changing around here, so next year things will probably be different too. Again, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Hey, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!